From the Woodshed, a candid conversation with Chase Morrill and Ryan Eldridge from Kennebec Cabin Company, home of the Maine Cabin Masters. Brought to you by Nelma, safeguarding our lumber resources since 1933. See the stamp, trust the quality. Now, from the Woodshed studio at KCC headquarters in Manchester, Maine, it's Chase and Ryan.
From the Woodshed, I'm Chase Morrill. With me, as always, is Ryan Eldridge and my daughter, Maggie.
Hi.
Tonight, we have a special guest producer, Gavin.
Hello.
And first time ever, we're filmed
In front of a live audience.
a live audience.
A live audience. An audience of one.
He is living. We're not live. But thanks for tuning in. Today, we are going to talk with Tom Welch from Mainely Handrails. We'll be STSing with him.
Yeah, shoot the shit section.
We'll be answering questions. Maggie's got a bunch of questions. And we'll talk about all things cabin related.
Yeah. It's been a good week.
It has been.
First week of filming.
First week of filming in the bag.
I feel like we are rolling right from last year. We had a good break. Everyone's rested. But we're right. It was a good week. We're on a roll already.
It was. And it's, we are lucky we have an all-Maine crew working with us. So, keep everybody safe. And, they're just really easy to work with. It's just like riding a bike.
No one wants to talk about the new norm. People hate that, but I think it'll be the new norm.
I think so.
Like this whole TV show is being produced and being made in Maine.
Yeah.
On the ground, feet on the ground. They're still producing it away, but pretty neat to see all the the cabins being built on our side and the other side production being all local Mainers.
Yeah, and we've got a great selection of cabins, so we'll be cranking on those. We just got done today a demo. Rushed over here to film the podcast. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. You can catch us at KennebecCabinCompany.com or our YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, comment.
Yeah.
We love the questions.
Keep them coming.
Yeah.
Maggie, you've been sourcing questions from all our places, right? From our points of interest?
Yes, a lot of them come from Facebook, and then the podcast section of KennebecCabinCompany.com.
Our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And thank everyone for coming in. The store has been nuts.
Yeah.
Do you ever think it would be that busy? You don't think anyone likes us anyways.
I mean, I don't know. I really haven't been here, but...
Yeah, but we're getting close. The food truck's cranking.
Yeah.
It really is. The
grass is growing out back.
Grass is growing.
I didn't think grass was going to grow.
I didn't think it'd grow that fast.
Yeah, we got to water it when you're done with this, actually.
No, there was a quick downpour.
Oh, perfect.
So.
And we almost got our beer and liquor license.
Yeah.
Walk-ins on the way. We're close.
We are very close.
Time to go. But yeah, it's been fun this week having introducing the new people to the the existing crew. Dixie and Jedi are back. I think that's the longest I haven't worked with them in quite a while.
Yeah. But it's amazing how everybody just falls right back into the routine.
And I love having Sarah on the crew.
You do.
We got our first female carpenter. She's badass, kick-ass, and keeps up with the guys.
Yeah, and I grew up with her right through high school, so we've known her a long time. Ashley's known her. Dixie's known her. So
and then next week,
right in.
Next week we bring in the Mini Masters. Gavin was a week early. The other guys, he's our cousin.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if they qualify as mini.
Yeah,
masters.
they're not really mini masters. What would they be? Juvenile masters?
Teen masters.
Teen masters. Mini masters Fletch is the mini master.
Yeah. Anything under 10 is a mini master.
All right, they're teen masters. But then my nephew Corbin's going to start next week, and our good friend Cam, and have one of these young kids on each job site just helping out.
Gavin's taking next week off.
Smart.
Work a week, take a week off.
Smart.
It's 4th of July week, so
I want his job.
Right?
That's smart.
If only to be a teen master again.
Don't you miss those days?
Yeah. But we had a great meeting today with Nelma. This week with Nelma. We want to thank our sponsor, Nelma. They cover all the eastern white pine across the Northeast. Kim Drew was here.
And her son Ryan came out, gave us an excellent presentation on how we can reach
really
out to a younger crowd.
Presentation.
Please stop.
we learned how to talk to the Gen Zers. And
yeah. Short, quick bites.
Please don't call them Gen Zers for a start.
There's probably not any listen yet. We're going to work on that.
Yeah.
That's our goal in life.
But you can look up Nelma at nelma.org, easternwhitepine.org, sprucepinefir.org, and we also want to thank Hero Media Arts for working with us, putting this whole production together. And, yeah.
We're building quite a team. It's pretty amazing to see this team grow.
It is.
And it, you know, we're representing Maine. You know, a lot. We're representing a lot of things we love. You know, Maine, Eastern White Pine.
Yep.
And we're helping out. You know, I give other people publicity too. Like to hear these videos they're doing are just unbelievable.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone has a story. It just amazes me so much.
Yeah. And
Like the baseball bat guy in the last week's podcast. I didn't know that was going to happen. I was so enamored by it. It was so cool.
nice.
Just a guy with passion in Skowhegan, Maine, making baseball bats.
Right. That stuff happens all over the state, all over the country, and it's great to feature it.
Maggie should get one. Keep us in line. Whack.
Or a little whip. But yeah, Francis is working outside, getting ready for the new sign. Mark and Tammy were here. Talked to Mark about getting Vinny in here to put up, a nice timber frame post.
Yeah.
We'll have to get Vin and Mark on the show.
On the podcast, yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Have the bleep button ready.
The bleep button.
Yeah.
That's not like Father Like Son. They're like,
No,
God
it's
love
not.
them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so we'll be right back with Tom from Mainely Handrails.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we are back to From the Woodshed, around From the Woodshed.
From the Woodshed.
From the Woodshed, and we have Tom Welch with us today. Thanks for being here, Tom.
Tom's from Mainely Handrails.
Tom's from Mainely Handrails, and
They're our go-to fabricator because they can fabricate. They can build us anything we bring to them, and then they can also powder coat it in-house. Like, so your turnaround time's right, prices.
Yeah.
You pay good price for what you get, and Tom's our man.
yeah, and your creativity just keeps amazing us.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. But we always start out the segment and we ask water, coffee, or beer,
Or juice or ginger ale,
whatever you want to drink.
Ginger ale.
All right.
Perfect. We happen to have one.
Here we got that. We don't have any pint glasses. We're out of stock.
That's it.
But we've got a water bottle.
Oh,
That's today's
nice.
gift.
always-
You get to bring home with you.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I might go beer today. It's been a long week.
It is Friday.
I'm breaking with the norm.
Hand me one too, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Tom, you guys have been really busy, huh?
Yeah. It's been crazy. Real crazy.
So, can we start back at the beginning? How long have you owned Mainely Handrails?
Yeah, it's about 15 years now. And 10 of it was pretty much by myself. And, I'd have a guy help me here and there. It's been the last 5 where it started to...
And you just started fabricating on your own, or did you have clients or customers?
Yeah, I went after the granite guys, the guys that sold granite steps, because everybody else, the concrete guys, were making their own railings. And
Oh, smart.
yeah, and that's sort of, and what it was is no one was installing and doing everything, So we did this. I did.
Yep.
I said we, but I did the start to finish. So that's really how I grew the business, is being able to do a one-stop shop for the railings, and it turned into much more, obviously. But
And what were you doing before that?
I pretty much worked as a maintenance guy for 10 years for a big facility, doing roofing, the plowing, and welding and whatnot. And did this on the side while I was doing that.
Nice. And so with the granite steps, was it, they're usually, granite steps is kind of a nicer option. People are looking for something a little above and beyond what, you could get prefabricated and that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not going to put 2x4s on.
No.
on a set of granite steps.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it is where I worked for the 10 years, we did a lot of stuff with anchoring into concrete and stuff like that. So I learned a lot there that tied into the whole how to put these railings in. And that was the biggest problem for when I started going around the granite guys, is they never had a guy that could actually go out and do the installation.
Nice.
So that's sort of what was the key thing, is that, okay, this guy can fabricate the handrails and go install them, which was a big deal.
And now you're so much more than handrails.
Oh.
Like, so much more.
I mean, just out in the parking lot alone is a huge display of everything you can do and more.
Yeah, we have people that'll come up and be like, I seen your truck around for years. So-and-so sent me over here to have you make me this or do this, and I never knew that you did. Obviously on the big side of my truck says Mainely Handrails, so people are like, oh, that's all he does.
Yeah. But I think we started working with you in Emden, wasn't it?
Say, what was the
We
first
did the railing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But when Ashley came to see us, she was like, when she walked in the shop, she's like, holy cow, you guys, you do handrails? Because there was so much other stuff going on
yeah.
there.
Yeah, I think we were expecting, a nice metal handrail up the stairs, but then you
It's
showed
so much
up
beyond
with
that.
that, that inlay, that cutout, that just,
Typical
that
Maine outdoor
camp
scene.
Hey, and the crazy thing about it is recently, because of the COVID thing, people are sitting home, and they must have did a crazy
Marathon. Yeah.
marathon. I mean, the people that have been calling us about, hey, can you make? We saw the episode. They either like that or
Yeah,
something
sure,
similar
sure.
to that. So we're getting a lot of requests for railing inserts.
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
similar to that.
And
But
that's something I want to talk to you about because, and since then, our relationship is we've done a lot of business with each other. We've expanded a lot of stuff. And you were actually the first person that we really co-branded with, and through our media and stuff and, through social media. And that has just blown up, huh?
absolutely, it's like I don't know how many exact followers you guys have on your page, but it's like, Ryan.
Kind of set you up a little bit.
Yeah, well, so we start getting these crazy orders
Yeah.
for a bunch of signs. And I can't, I'm like, why all of a sudden are we getting all these orders for these signs? And then I looked at one of the emails and it said, we saw that Cabin Masters or Kennebec Cabin shared. And then I text Ryan, I'm like, I was trying to figure it out. And so, and then again on I think a fire pit one, it's just like crazy.
The next weekend we tried another one.
Tried another one, and again, it was like crazy.
Yeah.
I think he told me he was going to do it, so I was prepared for it. But yeah, it's been nuts. I mean, whenever you guys share.
Well, even those dragonflies. I mean, you had made a few of those dragonflies to stick out in the garden at the Emden camp.
Yeah.
And, we had a lot of requests right after that for them. And, it's something we have in the store, but people remember that. They come in specifically looking for the dragonflies. And
That's what's one thing when you're self-employed. You don't realize that something you did 3 or 4 years ago, now it's paying off. And that's the hardest thing, like being in Maine and being, you work so hard and sometimes you don't get paid off for stuff until years down the road. You work for free for a long time.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing about that is we had done that design with that dragonfly.
yeah.
And we tried to do this whole campaign with it on Facebook, and it's really cool. The detail is absolutely crazy on those things. And we sold a lot locally, and we did this whole thing, and it sort of flopped. And then when, we figured when Ashley was coming on, we're like, well, you know what, these are cool.
Yeah.
I think this would be good. And it turns out that, it's, again, there's places we shipped them all over the country from people that have seen the show. And we had
That's
this
great.
one woman out in like Washington, she ordered 2. When she got them, she said, call us right up and said, hey, I want 2 more of them. And so it's
awesome.
we've being on the show, those things have really taken off
Yep.
again, but it was sort of something that just sort of flopped,
And
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, but we fought social media for a long time. At our age, we're mid-40s. We just missed the whole computer thing and the video games and really the social media thing. And we fought it. We probably should have started a couple years earlier than we did.
Some of us are still fighting it.
Chase is still fighting hard. But I fully 100% embrace it now. It's a tool to make our business and our brand better. And it's just the power of it just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's it's that whole thing of friends sharing and seeing it, and it's crazy how much. I didn't think in the beginning. I mean, we have a website. I'm sure you guys have the website, but the Facebook is for me a big thing because instantly when we're on site, if we're doing a job, we can, and I totally believe in it. It's been done wonders for us.
People want something they can trust. It's like a recommendation,
Oh, for sure. And you can show what you're doing, your examples right away, say, hey, look, this is something we can do. Same thing. It's all up to your creativity, or it's really endless what is possible.
You can't do that on your website, right? You can't do a start to finish.
Right.
I mean, I like to, when the guys are in progress on a certain project, that's really cool. I like to show stages of it. People like to see that.
Yeah.
And I
But
think
you
it's fun.
also have a level of creativity that I think goes above and beyond. I mean, we had talked to you about doing some trash cans.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's a great example.
And we were like, it'd be great to have the Kennebec logo or something on it. And what you showed up with is just well beyond our expectations.
And unbelievable.
It's got a little mini bucking A on top of it, right out of the logo. And it's just so cool to see what you can do. And that's not even to mention the bear and the moose that
Sitting
are
outside.
Yeah, those are crazy.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you on going from Dragonflies to Moose and Bears in 2 years. That's
Right.
pretty awesome.
That is crazy. That bears 10 sheets of steel. But you know what? Hey, listen, we got a cool job, just like you guys got a cool
Yeah.
job. My guys, I mean, they got really good, creative guys too, and it's like, we got a great job. We get to build cool stuff, and now that our name is starting to get out there. It's been out for the last few years, but if people want unique, they come to us.
Yep.
And hey, don't get me wrong. We have guys show up. They want this little piece of stainless tube welded for them, and we still do those. But,
yeah.
But and that's what I think. I know that's what they like. They like at the end of the day, they can say, "Hey, we built this cool thing, and no one else is building it." Not that no one else is capable. It's just that we tend to get more of that. People know to come to us for the more ornamental stuff, and it's really cool.
When you brought the trash cans last week, we needed a tractor first of all to get them off.
Yeah.
But you were very proud because you said, "Yeah, we had this top on them," and then a couple of your guys talked and added the buck and A, and like. That just shows how much pride you guys have in their job, and that things are going well, and like
that's it.
And you were so proud of them.
Yeah, they get excited about it, and that's the thing. It's like most of the time now, it's like I'll go to them and I'll say, "Look, this is what we got to make. This is what I'm thinking. What do you think?" So just like you guys, I'm looking at it one way, you're looking at it another way, and sometimes it bugs me when you come up with a better idea, but I'll go with it.
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah. But it's true. It's a creative process. You just bounce ideas off each other. And if you have fun with it, you're more likely to be creative and have more invested pride in what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it shows through in the finished product as well.
Because we're trying that cool factor, right?
Right.
My guys are like that. Well, I'm like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's do something that it may be a little bit harder, but let's do it because no one else is doing it.
Yeah.
Try to find that way to make it a little more unique than the average thing out there. And my guys love it. They love to come up with something that's really cool.
Yeah. So you've got a computer that kind of lays everything out. Do you have a guy specifically to do that?
We have a CAD guy specific. So the table, the 4x8, we have a 4x8 plasma table. The table is useless unless you got a guy that can draw and manipulate files. And again, I think I told Ryan this, because we were down for 6 weeks during that COVID, and once we came back, that table, between him sharing a couple things and some other stuff that we just got going on, it's crazy. That table hasn't stopped. It's ran 5 days a week, 8 hours a day.
That's awesome.
And this guy is like, he's been with me for a few years now, and he's like, it's never been crazy like this. I mean, nonstop. He's just trying to keep up. So, yes, that table does a lot. Obviously, a lot of this cutting stuff we do is, I mean, you'd never be able to do it by hand.
Oh, of course.
Never.
Of course.
And your facilities are growing too with everything.
Oh.
I remember you were having trouble powder, even was it a year ago, 2 years ago, and you're like, I might take the jump, and you took a leap of faith, and it's definitely paying off. But
yeah, the powder coat was always starting to. It wasn't always in the beginning, but that just goes to show the need for the powder coat. So I had used this company for years. It weren't about quality. It was just about turn lead times, and finally it just got painful, and I had to make that leap. And it's we got a huge powder coat system. And
so can you just give a quick explanation of what powder coating is?
So basically what happens, we take raw metal, whether it be steel, aluminum, or stainless, we media blast it to put a profile texture on it, so it'll powder would, a finish will hold to it. So, and then from there it goes up to our powder coat area, and you put a negative charge on the piece of metal, and then a positive charge to the powder that's coming out, and it sort of statically sticks to the part until you roll it into the oven. And then when it goes in the oven, that powder melts into it's basically a polyester powder, so I almost like a plastic coating on it.
Yeah.
And that's basically the simplify. And
Sure.
And then the powders we can match just about any color. There's textures. It's crazy the finishes you can get with it. And it's really durable. It's crazy durable. So pretty much anything you buy today that's exterior has had this. More and more companies are changing over to it. It's just because there's no
paint just doesn't last.
Paint doesn't last, and there's just a lot of hazardous stuff that goes along with paint, and this is pretty much non-toxic. So
interesting.
Especially in our area, the winters are tough and all the road salt.
Road salt's a big one.
Powder coat.
Yeah.
I've got a truck that needs to be powder coated.
Yeah. We get people asking all the time. Can we do it? No, it doesn't.
No. If it's already rusted, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I had a question. So you're up in the Waterville, Winslow area, and there's a whole group of all you guys that are fabricators and welders. And fabricators, someone that can build something with steel. Like someone comes to you with an idea or plans, but there's all the trailer manufacturers. Like, how did that happen? All you guys get up in that one area, it seems.
You know what? I'm not really sure about that. I do know that one guy was in the trailer business, and then a couple guys basically Left him
Yeah.
and went out on their own, and that's
Yep.
how you end up having there's 3 of them up our way.
All successful though.
All
Yeah.
successful, all cranking. Matter of fact, I talked to one of them today. It's like his biggest problem right now, he can't get parts because of all the COVID thing.
Oh, yeah.
Employees is hard to find. He's like short 10 employees. I mean, that seems to be the going thing everywhere right now. But the demand's there. They're just
Yep. Oh, absolutely. The demand is definitely there. But it's like Oxford Hills. How did that become the mobile home
Right.
capital? of
but is it still or?
there's still companies
It's
there.
still awesome.
It's not like it used to.
No,
be,
no,
though.
no, not like
but
it
it
used
was.
to be.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Race cars.
Yeah.
Get your mobile home and go see NASCAR for the weekend.
yeah.
Might nip it down.
that's interesting. I didn't realize there was such a hub in Waterville for that.
Yeah. So, and we do some for some of these companies. We do sub out because we have the ability to do all of our products.
Yep.
And there's plenty of oven time. So, in order to keep that machine running, which is a big machine, we got to do outside stuff, and it's cool because we get the, just like the fabrication, people bring parts to us, and we blast them down to bare metal, and then put either some crazy color or just some normal color, and bring this thing that we just did like an old crib, 2 old cribs for this lady. And we put them back to gloss white. I mean, just beautiful.
Oh,
so
that's good to
bring
know.
a lot of
Yeah.
stuff to life,
Yeah.
stuff that looks.
Yeah.
I wish she told me, she goes, will you take a before picture? I never did. I should have taken it before because it looked like she hauled it out of a back of a field, grass still growing up through it.
Yeah.
And today when I saw it, I was like, she's going to be blown away when she sees
That's
it.
awesome.
Nice.
So I just did a mailbox for my brother, an old mailbox that came out beautiful. So I mean, it's cool. The powder coat's a whole cool thing. And so
Yeah.
Was that the wedding present?
no, that was my other brother. But yeah, I got a few brothers.
Well, it's like the old traps you brought. You know.
Oh yeah.
That was
yeah.
You know, I mean, those are just rusty.
No, we just took
sitting
rusty old things, welded the old traps open, and then just blasted them and powder coated them.
Yeah, and we've got a few hanging in the
Yeah,
shop, and
yeah.
they look.
We should probably explain the moose and the bear too to people that haven't been here yet or heard about them.
Yeah, so it's like
Almost life-size bear. It is a life-size
It's a
bear.
life-size.
it's a lifestyle, but it's like those old dinosaur model kits you could get that were out of wood, where you lock the ribs together. And
It's
that
a
type of
3D
stuff.
puzzle.
Yeah.
Basically, but made out of steel and very heavy.
So badass.
But you had to put that together in such a specific way.
It was the bear was difficult, and even the second one was. We thought we had it down. The first one, it's like there's a sequence in the way these things got to go together, and if you don't get it right, you got to tear it all apart, and you got to have. I think the first one we put together was 6 guys, 4 hours muscling this thing.
Do you know how
trying-
many pieces?
There's probably about 40 pieces, maybe,
Yeah.
and maybe that's a little high, but. A lot of them are big, so you got like 3 big parts of the main body, and then you get all these connected
But like
pieces.
even the
but-
toes,
It's
like
expensive
are all.
puzzle.
Oh yeah, oh that's right. There's more than 40 there. There's like probably 80. I forgot about all them little pieces.
Because if you don't do it correctly, then you can't get your welding tip in there.
That's it.
Just-
You got to because after
just
you get it,
screwed.
you got to tack everything together and try to make it. Yeah, the moose was a little easier, and it weren't quite as much, so it was a little more manageable.
Yep.
But they're still really cool though.
They're so
They're
cool.
The
so
detail, I mean, the detail for something that's a 3D puzzle like that, it's great. When we were hauling it down here, like both times with the moose, and people are like
Oh yeah.
taking pictures
Right in the middle of your giant flatbed trailer bolted down.
Yeah, that's
I mean, it's
crazy.
like you were in a parade just driving around. with
People
the thing.
like driving by,
Yeah.
give me the thumbs up and stuff. It was cool.
We've gotten a lot of questions about them, emails about them already.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely get a couple of pictures up on the YouTube page
Yeah.
and everywhere. If they aren't already, they probably are. Like I said.
We've had that thing all over the internet.
Nice.
So awesome.
It's pretty cool.
And
I
then
mean-
was it the bear or the moose that had the fireworks in the back of it?
Okay, so when I told you guys it was coming down, I had some. They're called smoky bombs, and
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
different colors, and I just threw them in there, and for a fact. But yeah, that's a fire pit. It's actually both of them are actually either a fire pit / barbecue grill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a little tall because we wanted the effect of crazy, so we built it big. I mean, we could size that thing down, but we wanted obviously to get people's attention with it because it's lifelike.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't really want to make a small one. I figured everything.
Oh yeah, go big or go home.
Yeah.
But so that's the beauty of the cat. You could scale it down.
We can scale
so
it
it's like,
down.
well, I want a little cub size one.
We
Boom, boom,
could
boom.
scale it down and actually do away with the fire pit and just sort of round the top off, and
Yeah.
And if someone wanted us to do that, we'd do it. But
Yeah.
the first bear we sold, the guy was like wanted to see a fire in it first, and once he saw the fire, he's like, all right, I want it.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, if you have a lodge in Maine or just a big family compound where you're going to spend a lot of time, I mean, they're not cheap, but they're worth it.
Oh, they're definitely a conversation piece.
Yeah.
People are going to walk up to it.
For sure.
They're cool. I mean, every time I see it, it's like, man, that thing is bad.
It's badass.
Yeah. Well, we want to do some more. There's some different. There's a whole bunch of them, and like I said, we'll end up with a zoo at our shop.
Right. Again, possibilities are endless. It's just limited by your creativity and time.
Yeah, and that's it. It's like we just really, and the guys get excited. I mean, I think I get more excited sometimes about stuff because, trust me, on the second bear, they weren't very excited. They already seen it. They already been there.
Repetition.
They're like, why you watch?
We know how much work this is. Why are you doing this to us?
Yeah, it's just cool. We like to try to come up with something that's different that no one else is doing, and it's fun.
No one's definitely doing those around here, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And that's it. You got to have fun with what you're doing.
Yeah.
We firmly believe in that.
So, hey, by the way, we still do handrails. But, but it's like we do, like right now we got crazy amount of railing work. But, I mean, and we also got crazy amount of other things, which is really cool. But, because people ask me, they're like, you still doing handrails? I'm like, they'll come to the shop. I'm like, well, look, we got that, we got that, we got that.
I mean, you did the handrails for our
we did some
entrance right here.
Town of Wiscasset, those came out good this spring. I remember seeing those. Those are beautiful.
Came out really nice. They were real happy with that.
But I've seen you go down to, you've gone down to Boston to a office, on the weekends to get stuff done. Like, you guys are dedicated.
Yeah. We're hooked up with the guys from Maine Heritage Timber. They did a job down at downtown Boston. And
oh, wow.
We did a bunch of metal work down there. I mean, that was cool. Big city. Maine boy down the big city. But it's not for me. But it was cool. We were up on this company bought the 14th and 15th floor, and it was like some investment firm, and they spent some crazy money just really decorating the inside. We did some truck parts welded to frames, and then we did all this trim work. And
did you have to bring all your equipment right up in?
No, but what we did is we fabbed everything up here in Maine in the shop, and then brought it down there, and because the boys up in Millinocket there, they have that, so our metal work tied in. Yeah, it's like the peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah, you guys do work well together.
And so that company, unfortunately, because I mean, the pictures that we need to get out of this place is, I really want some pictures. But shortly after they finished up, COVID, and my Tom told me, he said, they haven't even been to work yet. So they got this brand new 2-story building on the 14th and 15th floor that they haven't even had access yet to. So I'd like to eventually get pictures of that. But we've been all over. I say all over. Been all over New England. Been out to Nantucket. Been to Woodstock, Vermont, New Hampshire, all over Massachusetts. But we're always looking for that next. Someone wants us, do something really over the top. I'm like all in.
It's a challenge for you.
It's a challenge.
Like the Caboose. You came up and worked on the Caboose.
Oh, that's right, the Caboose.
Caboose was cool.
Yeah.
The Caboose came out way better than I thought. It's just you know what you're doing, and your eye for detail is just. It was unbelievable, and it always looks so perfect.
Yeah, I mean those.
Yeah, that Caboose in the woods was pretty cool. That was really cool, and that was because we went up and we got the measurements and sort of prefab. No, we didn't really prefab. We cut everything and brought it up to make sure we had. But no, that worked out pretty good. It was luckily we didn't have to.
I think I built you a wood jig for it.
Yes, that's what it was. You bought me the wood for the rise thing. Yeah. And it worked out good. You did a good job.
Yeah, you got us, stairs and a railing down both sides of the Caboose. And then I think I was working on that bench at the same time. I'm like, hey, I just need this welded. You're like, yep, got it right in the truck. Boom, boom, boom. Put it together.
Yeah, that big old tractor wheel.
Yeah, the tractor wheel bench right there.
Yeah.
Seems like it's so long ago.
I know.
8 months, not even.
That was last season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
And then we did that thing for
the outdoor kitchen for the nuts.
Kitchen
oh yeah, I mean you do aluminum as well.
Yeah, and that thing was powder coated.
Yeah.
That's probably one of that's the highest end.
Yeah.
I think we just need a small cart that can hold a fridge, a mini keg, and green egg.
That was cool though.
A couple set of wheels. No big deal.
But the crazy thing about it is no one really sees all that.
Right.
Because you guys covered it. Come out beautiful, but
nice.
Awesome.
But you work with aluminum a lot more?
You know what? With right now, matter of fact, today we were installing a fire escape.
I saw it.
It's not really a fire escape. I take that back. It's a set of exterior stairs because it's not really egress, but it is. But
Sure.
So anyway, we do at least usually 1 or 2 of those a year, those are pretty involved. But hey, it's a one-shot deal.
That's an old colonial apartment building, it looked like, or something, right?
Yeah. Actually it's a funeral home.
Funeral home,
a apartment up above there.
Now, can you be as creative with aluminum?
Absolutely, we can do.
I just know that like melting points and all that, and like the brittleness of the two metals are so different.
My guys were all set up for both. All my guys have pretty much a way to weld steel and aluminum.
Oh, really?
And that CNC table cuts aluminum just as good as it cuts steel. So, yeah, it's just we get calls. It'll be we'll get somebody that wants something out of aluminum. It's all preference, and sometimes aluminum is the way to go because of weight issues.
Sure.
And like this exterior stairs, aluminum we're doing. If you did it out of steel, you'd have to have crazy columns and all this stuff. But the way we're doing it, it's all basically attached to the building, and it's not this crazy amount of weight. So and no maintenance.
Who does all the engineering and stuff like that? Does your CAD show you the specs on like the weight breakdown and
like we just quoted this job for a company down in southern Maine that it really involved, so we'd have to get an engineer to do engineered drawings and stuff. But most of the stuff is pretty straightforward, set of stairs and real simple. But this one gets to be complicated.
Do you get most of your raw material right?
Yeah, everything we get's local.
Yeah.
Everything. We're not on that scale where we can order direct to the company, the manufacturer. And listen, I don't think we ever would get to that point, but you guys would keep, we work with a guy right in Skowhegan, do a lot, most all of our work, materials come from him.
And are you finding any difficulty getting?
No, we haven't had the issue. I mean, like I said, I've talked to different guys in the different fields that are, having issues with getting parts.
Like with us, it's just like pressure treated right now. It's so hard to get.
Matter of fact, when I was on my deck, I had a hard time getting some of it. I had to run down to Auburn to get it.
Who would have thought? Drive an hour away to get pressure treated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's a weird world.
Is it still? It's still an issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a influx. Oh, too much soon. Hopefully.
Well, the two things, right? Everybody's home.
Yeah.
And then if factories shut down, so you got this demand where people are just and there's not enough. Right?
A ton of DIYs, do-it-yourself stuff, projects. I don't know how many countless bins at these big stores I go to are out, like looking for hinges or just parts, like empty. Like shelves are empty.
Yeah. Now, how did most of your guys get into the trades? Because that's a big thing we're finding as well. Is just finding, like, do you teach a lot of them, or do they come?
Listen, I wish I could do that. I'm sure, I really wish I could bring, but my role has changed, and I'm not so. Yeah. I'm not in the shop like I'd like to be, and
absolutely.
And my guys were so busy that they don't really have time. Because when I was that age, trust me, I wish someone would have taken me under their wing and showed me. I had to sort of learn on my own, and it wasn't very fun.
That's one of the bad things about success. The more successful you are, like you go up, it's more paperwork. It gets you out of doing what being a doer and maker and crafter. More of the paperwork and the books and
that's it. It's like trust me. Some days I wish I could be in the shop with the welding hood down and just in another world. But
block everything else out except.
But no, all the guys that work for me are pretty much. Some are family, some are friends.
Nice.
So I've been lucky that way. I've been able to, but pretty much I've used up all that skill that's out there. So when we have to get more guys, I'm gonna have to pull off the street and hopefully I can get, because really you're only as good as your guys, right?
That is the truth.
I mean, I got good guys. And
telling Gavin that today.
Yeah.
You're only as good as when you're on a hot roof. You're only as good as your ground guy.
Yeah.
And Ryan and Gav were the ground guys today.
But yeah, so I depend on these guys to, if I have an idea or they have it, we come up with something. Let's make it happen. Yeah. And like I said, I can't be there, and so I'm fortunate to have guys that I can give them the task and I'm always only a phone call away. And that's what's cool, right? They won't weld the thing up solid and call me and say, hey, was I supposed to? No, they'll call me beforehand. Now, did you want it like this or like that? So And listen, I don't micromanage them, but sometimes it's
Oh,
and it saves
For
a ton
sure.
of money and a
Yes,
ton of
yes,
time
yes,
if they
yes.
make that one call
Right.
and ask me something.
yeah.
So.
Oh no, we can totally understand.
Yeah, you got the the guys that are gung ho and go out for it, or you got the guys that are more timid. And
Yeah.
you want
yeah.
someone right in the middle, like you said, tack
Yeah.
it up and call you. And,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I always say, if you can explain why you did it, that's
Because I wanted to, Chase.
that is not a reasonable.
Because you weren't here,
explanation.
Chase.
Well, and here's the thing: sometimes they only have so much information, my guys.
Correct.
And they may be like, well, why is he having me do this way? And call me, and I have to explain,
Right.
because
Yep.
this is going to be there, or this is going to be in the way if you do.
Yep.
And sometimes I don't give them.
Needs
all
to
the
make sense to
information.
them.
That's it.
Right.
Because they're doing something they're like, this don't even, and they'll call me like, hey, and I explain to them.
Yeah.
But like I said, just like you guys, I'd much rather have them call me.
Yeah.
Sorry to bother you. No, you're not bothering me.
Not
It's
at all.
gonna
Not
save
at
you time
all.
and money.
Yeah, for sure. Well, excellent. We have a few questions for you from that Maggie's put together from all of our social media
Great.
Okay.
platforms.
Hopefully I can answer them.
Yeah, this is gonna be me and Gavin are gonna ask some questions. These are from Facebook. So
This is when you're really in the hot seat now.
Yeah.
I hope I can
If I'm
pass.
using 3/16 inch steel,
All
what
right.
alloy?
So our first question is from Peggy Ellen Fihan. What was the hardest project you have done to date?
Whoa.
The hottest project we have done to date. So it's funny that I met Ashley when we were right in the middle of this crazy spiral railing for some customer in Florida.
Oh wow.
And I don't know if you guys ever saw the final.
I saw the final picture.
It
Unbelievable.
was absolutely time consuming, and I was a nervous wreck the whole time. It was the first one I did, and I say I did. My guys helped make components because there was a lot of hand forging, but I wouldn't let anybody else touch it because I wanted it to go a certain way. But
Sure,
my guys was sort of in the background, right, doing
Yeah.
all this other labor-intensive work. And when it was all said and done, it came out beautiful. But we had an astronomical amount of time in it, and I was worried about what I took on, and it turned out beautiful. But that's probably the worst.
Spiral
part.
staircases are a challenge just installing.
yeah.
To actually fabricate stuff for them.
Then put it in Florida.
Well, so here's the thing: we built it in the shop, brought it to the stem, and the guy in just a couple towns over, and the guy that helped me figure the jig out, he is so good that when we went over to fit it, it fit just like we built it in the shop
Nice.
Oh, that's
with
awesome.
the spiral there.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
the inner rail, which is more of a straight up rail, and it was only like a 12-inch tall rail, very tight, very hard, that was way off, and we had to do some like sight welding
Sure.
with a TIG so we wouldn't burn it was a walnut stair. But anyway, it
Oh,
was
man.
beautiful. Come on, beautiful.
Nice.
Denise Cloutier asks, how long does it take to make a creation like the bear?
Well, it took my CAD guy, I think it took him a couple hours to play around with it so he had to size it up. Basically, he got a file that was already existed, sized it up, but had to change a lot of things. And then it took, so it took 2 hours of design, 8 hours of cutting, and then 6 guys, 4 hours to put it together. So it's quite a bit of time involved. And 10 sheets of steel.
10 sheets
10
of steel.
sheets.
Yeah, so you get a lot of waste, unfortunately.
The 4x8 sheet.
4x8 sheet, 1/8-inch steel. So, I said it's about 700 pounds. We never actually weighed it, but I'm pretty sure it's at least 700 pounds.
And that's powder coated as well?
No, that's been all blasted, and then we just put a high heat flat
Nice.
black on
Yeah.
it because
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
fire
yeah.
pit in it.
Yeah.
But we could, if someone wanted it not as a fire pit grill, we could definitely powder coat it. But we didn't want to burn the powder
Sure,
coat.
sure. That makes sense.
Powder coat has a heat rating.
Okay, next question is from Cassie Burnett. How have the advances in technology helped with your ability and efficiency to create your products?
These are really good
Yeah,
questions.
well, that's a good question. So, again, back to that CNC table. Now, I wanted that CNC table probably 5 years into my starting my business, but I wasn't in a position to purchase
Not in the
that. It was
budget.
a big purchase.
Sure.
And once we got that totally changed the game. I mean, as far as time to do things, the ability to just now really take your ideas and really put them to work. So technology that way has been a big one. And then I think powder coat would fall under that too, of making things better, and
It's made you a lot more efficient. You're not waiting on somebody else.
That made us a lot more efficient having that in house, and it's not new technology. It's technology that's been around for a while, but to have what we have under one roof is just not many shops around do it.
Well,
so.
then if it's late, if it's your fault, or if you mess up, it's something different than if someone else.
That's
know,
it.
it's easy
That's
to own it and take
That's
ownership
it.
of it and explain it to a customer. When someone else might be at fault.
And then the other thing about technology is having the guys to be able to do it, right?
Right.
There's more equipment down the road that we want to purchase, and CNC type equipment. And it's like you got to have the qualified guys to run it. You're not just going to pull. The guy could be a great worker, but there's a lot to the CNC stuff.
Well, and
I don't know, that's not my world.
But it's like all technology. It's just updating by leaps and bounds so quickly.
And either you stay behind or you go with
Right,
it.
right.
And again, that was a big leap. That was one of my biggest leaps. That CNC table.
Yeah.
And I was like, I knew that this could help us, but to bring it to what it's done for us is unbelievable. So, and there's so much more that eventually we're going to get, but obviously,
That's exciting.
yeah.
What was our biggest leap? 7 1/4 table skill saw to a 10-inch.
Like one that you could actually run the whole
Yeah,
shoot
right.
3 DeWalt kits to 16.
Yeah. 2 work trailers. Dump trailer.
Yeah.
Missy Ryan asks, do you have formal artist training? But I think I'd like to amend that. Does your CNC guy have formal artist training?
No. I've never said I'm an artist. I have people say it. I mean, I've made some cool stuff by hand. I made this tree the last 3 or 4 years for this local charity fundraiser thing. And I don't really consider myself an artist. I don't think really any of my guys really consider ourselves an artist. We just creative with metal. I mean,
It's art, though.
people say that. I'm like, okay, whatever. But it's like, I don't, So no, to answer that, I don't have any formal training with any art. And my CAD guy is my cousin, and he has no formal art training, but he is he went to school. He's got a machining degree.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
that goes hand
what
in
would you
hand.
consider yourself then?
I just consider myself a fabricator I'm creative.
Yeah.
A creative fabricator.
Yeah.
Say that 10 times fast. Creative fabricator. I like it.
I don't know. I mean, that's to
Yeah.
me that I don't really want to go down that road and say I'm an artist. I just
Well,
don't.
you're a good businessman. You've been willing to, you took risk at the right time, and they paid off.
That's it.
And you work hard.
That's it.
Okay. Question is, what are the challenges involved in your line of work?
Oh.
Where do you want to start?
Yeah.
It's a long.
There's a lot of them. I guess I have no formal business education. I've made all the mistakes, and I'm still going to make more. Managing. This guys.
Yep.
I feel like I got to start letting go of certain things and handing off. What's the word I'm looking for? Handing off
Responsibility.
Responsibility. My wife has come in and taken a lot of that stuff off. From
She's
the
crushing your
office.
social media page.
Yeah, and she
done a really
handles
good
it,
job.
Yeah, so it's just finding where my job is, and I know that right now I've taken on more, and it's like I'm worrying some days about some of the things I probably need to have someone else worried about.
Yeah.
I got to let go of certain things. So my biggest thing has been, if you make someone, they just spent $6,000 on a set of granite stairs, and then they spent $4,000 on the railings. The railings look beautiful, but when you put them in, they were leaning north or tipped, My guys are good, but I'm always worried about that. They say the railings look great, but they're leaning. And I know my guys wouldn't do that, but I think,
Yeah.
So letting go and letting my guys go out and do the install and know it's going to be fine.
Yep.
I just, so there's a lot of different things that I got to, as I've grown, I got to start letting go because I can't worry and do everything. I got to.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys can relate to that.
No, I think that is the biggest challenge, is finding the balance, of
trusting that you got good guys.
trusting you've got good guys, taking on the appropriate amount of work, not overextending yourself. Like, it's just finding the balance that works and allows you to keep
being
growing.
realistic.
Yeah.
Because that's my other problem, right? I don't want to say no.
Well,
I don't want to make people wait. I know we're a society of now, and I think sometimes you're better off just telling the customer, look, it's going to be 4 weeks, and don't say 2.
Yep.
Because if you say 2 and now they're expecting 2,
It's
I've been
true.
guilty of that.
Promise little and over deliver.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
That's the name of the game.
Promise little and over deliver. Well, I always estimate high and coming under. Like, I've always done that since day one. Even when I was doing, decks, or it was Dixie and I. It's just
Cover your
just cover
your
yourself,
truth.
and
Yeah.
never ever give a date. Never give a set date.
when you have guys and you know what they're capable of, but you don't realize that, okay, I've just committed to someone else that I already committed to 4 before them.
Yeah.
Right? You guys, they're not machines.
Well, the other
They're
thing,
not machines.
the hardest thing to remember is that a lot of your customers, they're making say it's $10,000 purchase on stairs, and that is, to them, that's a big thing, and they're focused on that. And we tell them, we'll be there by August 5th. Well, then in the other shoes, you have 8 customers, so it's like, they're 1 of 10. It's all important, but so say the truck broke down or something. So I've learned the hard way.
Hiccups.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you can have many of them.
Can't
Sometimes
plan- you can't
you
plan
can have a
for
week
'em.
of Mondays.
Yeah. Right.
A week of Mondays.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's terrible.
We've heard that you have a wicked sweet tooth. What's your favorite bakery in Maine?
All right, without making any, there's a bunch of them, and I could go through them, but
Yeah.
okay, so when I went to the Caboose job,
Yeah.
I stopped at Abbott Bakery. That's one of my favorite places. We'll get up in the morning, me and Tracy, on a Saturday, and just drive up to Abbott.
And it's in the middle of nowhere. And
In
it's
the middle of nowhere.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
They got
Donuts.
these Skidataya donuts. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, of course, Holy Donut down in, I always go to the one in Scarborough.
Yeah.
What's the bakery?
Wild Oats in Brunswick.
What's the bakery in Fairfield?
Hillman's. They
Yes.
got
Oh,
great
yeah.
Bismarcks. I mean, listen, there's certain things at certain bakeries that I go to.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm like,
Look at the
I'm
passion.
like the donut freak. Like, I went and looked at a job last weekend down in Bath, or the weekend before, and I'm pulling out and I see this place that says Frosty's Donuts, and there's no one there, and I'm like mad because I'm like, I never see the place, and I want to go there.
It's true. When you find a good donut place, there's nothing
What else?
quite like
There's
it.
listen,
whoopie pies.
and there's like people know this, so they'll send me like, hey, check out this place. We're here right now. And
That's
so
awesome.
it's the going joke that everybody knows I love donuts. Listen, and really someday, this is my like retirement thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to open up a donut shop. I know that sounds
That's
absolutely
That's
ridiculous.
awesome.
That's your dream. That's
Yeah.
But I
awesome.
want it to be like really cool. You show up in the morning, not
Yeah.
the music cranking loud, but it's upbeat. It's not like walking into a morgue.
Yeah.
I want it to be like people are like so excited to come in and have a donut and a coffee and say, "Hey, how you doing?" And everybody's smiling and happy.
Ready to take on the day.
Yeah.
You know, just upbeat place.
I love it. I love it.
I could go there at midnight and put it in the dummy mode and play with the dough and make donuts. I'm serious. That's what I want to
Hey,
do.
we will be your guest. We will eat
So
there
yes,
for sure.
I
I'll be a
love
tested
sweets.
dummy.
And there's a lot of other places. I feel bad, but those are the two that come to mind. The 3.
That is fantastic. Well, thanks for joining us. This has been super informative.
Super informative. You have a lot in common with the Morrills because they love their sweets too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have old family recipes for donuts that
Well, hey,
every
I might
family
need some
reunion.
donut recipes.
There you go. There you go.
When I married into the
There you
family,
go.
it was the first time I learned that there's actually a thing called lunch dessert, breakfast dessert,
Oh yeah.
and the real dessert.
Oh,
You
wow.
never skip dessert.
Never. Never.
Dessert.
Yeah. Well, thanks again, Tom. This has
Hey.
been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Tom, we appreciate it.
Thanks for having
Yeah.
me.
Enjoy your weekend.
Oh yeah.
We'll be
Well,
calling you for some these upcoming 10 cans, I promise.
All right. Great.
Yeah.
You have your wave, you have your surfer, and you're trying to match the two so they work together. Everybody has a different style that they ride waves. Everybody has a different approach to how they want to ride a wave. And the key is trying to talk to them, figure out what they want, and then hopefully you can start a working relationship that can build and morph to whatever they're into. I do know people who don't surf much who shape boards, and it's not like a requirement. It's what keeps me motivated, so it's not so much of a job. I get really invested in each one. Like as you're shaping it, like I'm imagining what ways I would ride it on and stuff like that. And then it's hard to give it up. There's a lot of counting going on in my head. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, switch sides, trying to keep things even. As you're like running your hands down the board, down the rails or stuff, I'm kind of picturing like how I imagine water is going to be flowing over the board and how it all is going to connect and work together. The hot rods and the custom cars and race cars and stuff, those are really coming off of, a creative person who's put a lot of time and effort, and those are the top end. So when you're buying the best of the best, you usually do go back to the craftsman who's, got the time to put into it and the experience to dial in what you're looking for instead of, walking onto a car lot and just picking off this basic sedan that they told you is going to work for you. I love going out with friends who are riding my boards and having a good time out there and be like, yeah, I made that board, that's exactly what I wanted it to do, or this is what I would change next time. I do really like watching them work. Functioning art's where it's at.
That was awesome.
That was so awesome.
I love that Tom is passionate about donuts.
Did you see the smile on his
Just
face?
lit right up.
Oh, yeah.
And he felt so bad picking favorites.
Oh, he's like, I don't want to talk bad about anybody.
And there are so many great places around the state.
It's so fascinating. Like, Tom is, we've become really close to Tom.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And he's literally gone from dragonflies to bears.
Yeah.
Huge bears.
Huge bears, life-size, huge moose, with fireboxes in the backs of them.
I mean, if coming to see us this summer, guys, is not reason enough and all the cool stuff we have, coming to see Tom's creations out in the parking lot are unbelievable. It's worth the trip off 95.
It is.
We're 3 miles off 95 about, right?
Yeah. It's super close. Super easy.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll challenge Tom this season.
We challenge a lot of people.
Yeah. So actually, picnic tables, that's the big thing he's working on now. We want picnic tables for out back. So, and right when he left, he's like, well, I want it to be perfect. So you guys are going to come see me because I want it to be perfect. Like,
Yep.
Takes a lot of pride in his job.
Yeah, he really does. Do you have questions?
I do.
We have answers.
That's okay.
We hope.
I hope so too.
What's your favorite donut?
Do you have any questions, Gav?
No, I don't know.
Gabs, you're doing really well. I
Oh, thanks.
was a little nervous about having two of them over there.
Right?
Just roll through there. I was gonna say if you
Is your assistant going to ask the first question?
I guess so.
if he wants to.
I've just been handed the notebook full of questions.
Well, do you want me to give you a second to
No.
pick one? Okay.
What's the significance of the logo?
For which one?
Oh,
Your logo.
Kennebec Cabin Company?
Yep.
So, it's the Buccaneer.
isn't it funny how all these, how much time and energy goes into something? Now you look back at your logo, like people just assume that's the way it was, but we put so much time and energy into all agree. First of all, there's 5 or 6 of us trying to agree on something.
Yes.
That's not easy.
Yep. And I think Morgan Birtwell, Vinny's sister, designed it for us. And she incorporated the Buccaneer because it was the A-frame. And it's just so unique, and it had that look.
That has the most meaning to you guys. That has a lot of
Oh,
meaning.
yeah.
With your
No, I
dad
think it
and
worked out.
Ashley's favorite for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And so originally I had done a kind of like a wood carving of the water, the little cabin on with a tree. And I got that made into a brand, and then it kind of morphed. It's kind of just evolved over the time.
And now she's working on the Woodshed logo.
Now Morgan is working on the Woodshed logo for our tasting room.
Yeah, what'd you give us? 8 of them maybe the other day you showed me?
Yep.
And my favorite was, there's a Woodshed one that kind of looks a lot like the Buccaneer one. It kind of ties the brand together.
Yeah, but it's just that simple shed roof.
Yeah.
So Mark Birtwell asked me, he's like, so what do you think of the logo? I was like, oh, we really like the simple Woodshed one. Oh no, Tammy asked me. And then Mark was like, I'm the one who came up with that idea for Morgan.
Oh, he had a different tasting room logo. Ask about that one.
Mark did?
Yeah.
Nope.
I just remember that.
So yeah, it's kind of incorporates the Buccaneer, the cabins we do, the trees in the water of Maine.
But it's like someone asked a question last week about Kennebec. How much time do we put into that?
Yeah.
And we went over everything. I mean,
And somebody from YouTube answered the question of what Kennebec means. It's Abenaki for, I think it was big waters.
Big waters.
Which was interesting.
But now everything feels so normal, like it's been us.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if we pitched something else if we would have felt the same way. Probably.
Maybe.
Wouldn't have been as cool. Never.
Okay, next question.
Oh, Maggie's still in charge. Don't forget.
Maggie won the contest with Maggie and Ryan last week. It was like Maggie 5, Ryan 0.
Boys, question from Jennifer Baldwin. Do you guys like Moxie? Like the drink?
Justin on our crew loves Moxie.
Justin on our crew absolutely loves Moxie.
They were just talking 2 or 3 hours ago about how there's a Moxie shortage. Because of everything that's going on. The bottler cannot get everything to bottle it. So Moxie's hard to come
there's
by.
A Moxie shortage right now?
If you have Moxie out there and want to make some money, call Justin or swing by the shop. You can double your money.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin wants us to put Moxie on tap in the tasting room.
It's a great idea.
We'll have Moxie for him.
Yeah. Oh, we will.
I have it on tap.
And Gavin, weren't you the one who's saying that it's like you drink Moxie so that nobody else drinks your drink?
Exactly.
You've learned to love it.
I don't mind it. I mean,
I don't mind it.
I might have one a year.
But it's like
No, it's gross.
you learn to love it, and then it's in the fridge. Nobody else is going to drink it.
Moxie makes Maine is mighty. Mighty odd.
Anna's family.
You know what is
loves it.
really good? A Moxie float.
Moxie and milk.
Moxie in vanilla ice cream. Gifford's vanilla ice cream.
I heard Captain Morgan's and Moxie was good.
I don't know if I've ever tried that
Yeah.
one. All right.
Too sweet for me, but
Yeah.
give a Moxie taste test coming out.
Okay, Gavin, do you have any more questions?
Yeah,
that you
sure.
wanna ask?
We asked Tom this one, but what are the challenges involved in your line of work?
Now it's logistics.
Rewind 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, now it's logistics, don't you think? Like
Yes.
like a building to me, it's becoming second nature. All our guys are good. Like a rotted sill doesn't bother us. It's more like how are we gonna get, our crew here, and then we have tools here, and like keeping tools in those right spots, a full-time job.
Yes.
I've been you've been mad at me.
Don't even get me started on this one.
I've loved it because Chase is normally known for taking your hammer or your pry bar
on the job site. I'll take anybody's tool, use it, and
all day long. But lately all the job sites are like I drive by here every day.
Yeah,
now,
so my black work trailer is parked in front of HQ with stuff to work on the woodshed, but it has also become picking grounds for Ryan. And
it's like a drive-through tool store.
Yeah, and just without a doubt, any project we're about to start that day, everything is gone that we need.
I know your dad's mad at me when he sends me a statement with a question mark at the end. Pissed off. Don't get any ideas, Maggie.
I mean, he's mad when he actually texts you.
Yeah, that is 100% true. When he actually texts, he's mad. Love her.
Yeah. So yes, just the logistics of keeping it all running, and same thing, not overcommitting. And it's so hard. Everybody has a camp. They want work done, and we want to work for everybody. We love all the places. It's
We just can't.
We can't. And yeah, it's really difficult.
Keeping your wife's happy. Keeping my wife's happy is hard too.
Yep. And
That's hard. Like I said yesterday. We work so hard, and then you get home and you have stuff to do. Ashley wanted to go shopping last night. We'll go up just to Augusta and get some stuff. And I had all I could do. I wanted to go down back. I have a weed whack. I had a list of stuff, but I told myself gotta go do. Gotta spend some time with them every once in a while.
it is. It's finding the balance.
Yeah, it's not easy.
And if you can't, you just drag the kids along and make them work too. So you get that quality time and you get extra stuff done.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Next question from
Want
Jennifer.
to go to Temple this weekend, Maggie?
After all your travels in your favorite lakes, what are your favorite lakes in Maine?
Clearwater and Cobbossee.
Clearwater and Cobbossee,
We love them.
C&C.
C&C. Because we have family there and camps there and memories there.
They're just so special to us, and that's just what it is. Like we were talking with our sound guy today. He was, our normal sound guy was out, and he had a piece of land in Farmingdale on
Tiny Farmingdale
Cushing
Lake.
Lake? No.
Worthing Pond. Just a tiny little pond.
And he said he had a little piece of land with a small tree house, and that was his go-to happy place. And it's really...
This time of year blows my mind because we live here, and all these people from all over the country, you see all over the country, plates everywhere, and they come here and to these little ponds, and they just love it. And to them, this is so far away. When you leave your home, and to me, it's home, and they're in the sticks up here. It's like, oh my god, like we're living in the real world.
This ain't gray.
Oh, we're not going back to gray for a while. I can tell you that right now.
Any questions, Gavin?
Yeah, sure. If you had to build with one material for like the rest of your career, what material are you choosing?
Eastern white pine.
That would make me sad.
Say it again. Eastern white pine.
Please stop.
Saves us. Eastern white pine made us who we are. Saves us money.
It hands down, no question.
When you kids sheetrock for a while and then realize that you can put up Eastern white pine, spray it, and have it look awesome, you're gonna go to Eastern white pine.
Yeah.
And
We get a unit of material, and it's everything. It's our sheathing. Sometimes it's structural, a couple of layers on the floor, but it's our extension jams. It's our trim. It's our mop boards.
Yeah.
It's our accent wall.
And Maine was the pine state, pine tree state.
it still is.
It's the state flower. Do you know the state flower?
White pine.
Pine cone.
And tassel.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Pine cone has a tassel. See, in Eastern white pines are smart. All the pine cones has tassel. They graduated.
That made me sad.
Well,
that was
how
so
dumb I am.
low-key.
Stop.
But seriously, like, we had this conversation this week. Like, Eastern white pine, we
Yeah,
wouldn't be who we are.
no.
Kennebec Cabin Company wouldn't be where it is without Eastern white pine.
No. The Kennebec was, Maine wouldn't be
This
where
whole
it
area.
was. Yeah.
Like,
Northeast.
the mills and the power that came from the mills and
All of it.
the industry.
The lumbering industry.
Yeah.
All of it. Lumbering or lumbering.
And it's coming back, It's everything's in phases. Like, it's pretty cool.
Cool. Wow. Okay. Question. I think this is our last question from Melissa Fry. I noticed Ryan has a tattoo on his hand. Does he have any others? Does Ashley or Chase?
I have my two most favorite things in the world on my hand. I have
Lightning?
That's a Grateful Dead lightning bolt. So has to have 13 points on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So remember the year I thought they were going to take my shirts away, so I got this on my hand, so it'd be on my hammer hand, so I could always represent.
I didn't realize it was.
Oh yeah, it has to have 13 points.
No kidding.
And then my wife's lovely name.
Not surprising.
And I have a couple other tattoos.
Yeah.
I actually got Maggie. You were there when I got this one. All my nieces.
Yes.
This is at my sister's wedding,
Yeah.
and we were having fun, and I informed them when I was getting the tattoo, never get a tattoo on your hand, unless you're never gonna work for somebody else in your life. And they're just all rolling their eyes. Maggie's doing what she always does.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good life lesson.
I have no tattoos.
Ashley doesn't.
Ashley
I
doesn't.
did make a bet the other day. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't.
So here's the deal. If you will release this beautiful image, I will tattoo that on my body.
Really?
I will.
No.
Yep. If you will sell flags and sell T-shirts of it, I'll put it somewhere.
No.
Do I get to choose where? Within reason.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Ooh, that's enticing.
You'll probably get the tattoo guy to come here during the podcast to do it.
Oh, even better. All right, we'll work on it. We'll work on it.
You guys all owe me if this happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
You choose where, I choose the size.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Nothing above the forehead.
No, of course not.
I meant above the neck.
No, he said forehead. Nothing above the forehead.
Oh,
Right under your eye.
Pretty sure we have
Teardrops
it.
for every camp I screwed up. For every camp I killed. Oh, I got Maggie laughing. Oh, we should probably end it on this note, huh?
Yeah.
What a fun day.
Yeah, don't forget to check us out on KennebeckCabinCompany.com, our YouTube page. Like
Cabin
it,
Masters Facebook
subscribe.
page.
Instagram, we're going to be more active on
Yeah.
Instagram
We're
coming
going
up.
after the Gen Zers and the kids.
And keep sending your comments, all that stuff. We love it. We appreciate it.
yeah, go, check out HeroMediaArts.com. Go see the other heroes. There's so much cool stuff on there. And
Yeah. And check out our sponsors,
Nelma.
Nelma.org, EasternWhitePine.org, SprucePineFir.org. Thank you all. Thanks, Gav, for being a guest. Thanks, Tom Welch. And from the Woodshed, we'll be talking to you.